Shockwaves rippled across the Middle East when Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps made a startling announcement, declaring a new phase of its military campaign targeting American positions across the Gulf. The statement outlined a series of strikes, described as coordinated and precise, involving next-generation missiles and advanced drones aimed at critical U.S. military installations in the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait. The world's attention was immediate. Bases such as Dhafra Air Base near Abu Dhabi and Ali Al-Salem Air Base in northern Kuwait are not just ordinary facilities, they are among the most strategically vital hubs for American operations in the region, hosting reconnaissance aircraft, drone fleets, and surveillance systems that underpin U.S. military strategy across the Middle East. The IRGC claimed that their attacks had inflicted heavy damage on essential infrastructure, from radar arrays to fuel depots, aircraft hangars, and operational runways, raising questions about both the scope and the intent behind these strikes. According to the Iranian statement carried by the state news agency, this operation was part of a broader, meticulously coordinated campaign. Iranian officials emphasized that the targets were not chosen at random, but were carefully selected for their direct role in American reconnaissance, intelligence gathering, and operational capabilities. Dhafra Air Base, a cornerstone of U.S. and Allied air operations, was highlighted as a primary target. It is home to advanced aircraft, surveillance networks, and drone operations, particularly MQ-9 Reaper drones that have become synonymous with long-duration monitoring and precision strike missions. The IRGC claimed that missile strikes damaged hangars housing these drones and even targeted facilities associated with high-altitude U-2 reconnaissance aircraft, legendary for their ability to gather detailed imagery across vast distances. If these claims hold, it represents a significant disruption to the U.S. surveillance apparatus in the Gulf. But Dhafra was not the only base mentioned. Ali Al-Salem Air Base in Kuwait, which functions as a key logistical and operational hub, also came under fire, according to the Iranian statement. This base is central to troop movements, surveillance missions, and strategic deployments, making it a high-value target. The IRGC claimed that a combination of cruise and ballistic missiles struck radar installations, fuel storage facilities, and 2 operational runways. Radar systems are critical for monitoring airspace and detecting incoming threats, while fuel depots ensure aircraft remain operational, and runways are the lifeline for every takeoff and landing. The destruction or disruption of these components can have cascading effects on operational readiness and logistical efficiency, potentially grounding aircraft and delaying deployments. According to Iranian officials, the strikes were a demonstration of capability, signaling to both local and global audiences the reach and precision of Iran's missile and drone forces. These developments come amid a period of sharply escalating tensions in the region. Missile launches, drone attacks, and various military operations have intensified across multiple countries, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty and strategic concern. For American and Allied forces, installations like Dhafra and Ali Al-Salem represent hubs of surveillance and logistical coordination. They are not merely military bases, they are the central nervous system for operations spanning the Gulf, the Arabian Peninsula, and beyond. Strikes on such sites underscore both the vulnerability and the strategic significance of these installations. By targeting radar systems, drone hangars, U-2 aircraft facilities, fuel depots, and runways, Iran is demonstrating an understanding of where U.S. operational strength lies, and potentially aiming to shift the strategic balance, even if temporarily, in the region. The IRGC highlighted that the operation employed new-generation missile systems and drone technology, combining long-range, high-speed missiles with drones capable of surveillance and precision targeting. This coordinated strategy is designed to overwhelm defenses, increasing the probability that key targets are reached. Analysts have noted that such strikes signal an evolution in modern warfare, where precision, speed, and integration of unmanned systems redefine the nature of military engagements. In this case, Iran is sending a message not only about its military capabilities but also about the vulnerability of strategically critical U.S. facilities, challenging the perception of secure operational hubs in the Gulf. It is a reminder that in modern conflict, even highly fortified bases are not immune to coordinated, technologically sophisticated strikes. The strategic implications extend far beyond immediate damage. By potentially disabling radar arrays, drone operations, and reconnaissance aircraft facilities, Iran's strikes could disrupt surveillance and intelligence gathering across the Gulf. The ripple effect may alter operational planning, delay troop deployments, and complicate logistical operations. For military planners, such damage represents a serious recalibration of capabilities and risk assessments. Moreover, these attacks introduce a psychological and political element. Demonstrating the ability to strike high-value targets with precision serves as both a warning and a bargaining tool, conveying Iran's operational reach and strategic intent to the international community and its regional rivals. In such a volatile environment, even the perception of capability can shift calculations, influencing decisions at the highest levels of military and political leadership. Satellite imagery, radar data, and open-source intelligence are crucial for evaluating the scale and impact of these attacks, but they require time to fully analyze. Early reports from the IRGC have already heightened regional tensions, prompting heightened alert statuses across military installations. Governments, analysts, and media outlets are closely monitoring the situation, aware that any miscalculation or escalation could have far-reaching consequences. The Gulf hosts a dense network of military facilities, each critical to maintaining regional security, supporting surveillance missions, and projecting operational power. When such installations are targeted, the implications extend beyond localized damage, influencing diplomatic negotiations, alliance strategies, and the broader calculus of regional security. The broader context of these strikes is inseparable from the ongoing confrontation between Iran, the United States, and its allies. Over the past weeks, tensions have intensified due to a series of military maneuvers, geopolitical maneuvers, and public statements. In this environment, military infrastructure becomes a focal point, symbolizing both power and vulnerability. By striking Dhafra and Ali Al-Salem, Iran is demonstrating its capacity to challenge American operational dominance in the Gulf, testing both defensive readiness and strategic deterrence. The IRGC's emphasis on precision, coordination, and the use of advanced systems indicates an intent not merely to cause damage but to send a calculated message regarding Iran's regional reach and technological capability. As analysts examine the situation, questions arise about the broader consequences. How will these strikes affect U.S. military operations, regional alliances, and the strategic calculus of neighboring countries? Radar systems, drone facilities, fuel depots, and runways are not isolated targets. They are integral nodes in a complex operational network. Disruptions in these systems can cascade through the chain of command, affecting readiness, surveillance, and logistical efficiency. Furthermore, the announcement itself serves a strategic purpose, shaping perceptions and signaling both capability and intent. The world watches as military forces remain on heightened alert, as governments monitor developments, and as analysts work to verify claims through satellite imagery and open-source data. The stakes are extraordinarily high, and the potential ripple effects of these strikes could shape the security landscape of the entire region. For now, certainty about the full impact remains elusive. Initial statements from Iran provide a glimpse into the scale and targets of the operation, but independent verification and detailed analysis are necessary to understand the real damage and operational consequences. Yet, even without full confirmation, the geopolitical and strategic implications are immediate. Bases like Dhafra and Ali Al-Salem are central to U.S. and allied operations, and any disruption challenges established assumptions about operational security and regional dominance. Whether these strikes mark a turning point or simply another escalation in a long-standing confrontation remains to be seen, but they unquestionably raise the stakes, demonstrating the intersection of modern technology, precision warfare, and geopolitical signaling in the Gulf. As the world watches, analysts continue to assess the potential consequences. Disabling radar networks, reconnaissance platforms, drone hangars, fuel depots, and runways can have cascading effects, influencing operational planning, logistical support, and surveillance capabilities. In this context, Iran's strategy appears to be twofold: demonstrate technological and operational capability while testing the responsiveness and resilience of American military infrastructure. The psychological impact of such strikes, combined with the tangible damage, may recalibrate the risk assessment of regional actors and shape diplomatic discourse. It is a vivid illustration of how modern military engagements intertwine tactical, technological, and political dimensions, creating scenarios where the effects extend far beyond the immediate battlefield. The strikes also serve as a stark reminder of the evolving nature of warfare in the 21st century. Advanced missiles and drones allow for coordinated, high-precision strikes capable of challenging even fortified installations. When combined with intelligence-driven targeting and operational planning, these systems introduce new levels of complexity into regional security dynamics. The IRGC's announcement underscores not only the potential for damage, but also the strategic message. US bases across the Gulf are within reach, and Iran possesses the capability to challenge established power structures using modern, integrated technologies. It is an event that analysts and policymakers will be studying closely in the days and weeks ahead as they attempt to determine the operational realities behind the claims and the broader implications for military strategy, deterrence, and regional security. In essence, what began as a routine report on missile and drone operations has transformed into a narrative with profound implications for the region. The targeting of radar systems, drone hangars, U-2 reconnaissance facilities, fuel depots, and runways represents a focused effort to disrupt critical infrastructure while sending a clear signal about operational reach and strategic intent. Even as verification efforts continue, the announcement alone has heightened tensions, influencing military postures, diplomatic considerations, and the broader discourse on Middle Eastern security. The stakes remain extraordinarily high, and the ripple effects of such operations can shape strategic thinking and regional stability for months, if not years, to come. As the dust settles over these reports, the broader implications of these strikes are beginning to take shape. Analysts are warning that what might seem like isolated attacks on two bases could ripple across the entire Gulf region, forcing a recalibration of military readiness, diplomatic strategy, and regional alliances. Dhafra Air Base and Ali Al-Salem are more than just physical locations, they are nodes of a highly integrated operational network. Disruptions to their radar systems, surveillance aircraft, drone hangars, fuel depots, or runways are not just logistical problems, they affect intelligence gathering, troop deployment, and the timing of critical operations. Every missile that hits its mark, every drone that disrupts normal functioning sends a message that cannot be ignored. Even the most fortified positions are vulnerable when precision and coordination come together in modern conflict. The strategic context cannot be overstated. Over the past weeks, the Middle East has been on edge. Reports of missile tests, drone overflights, and escalating military maneuvers have created an environment in which the smallest spark can ignite larger confrontations. In this climate, the targeting of high-value US military installations is both tactical and symbolic. It demonstrates that Iran possesses not just the capacity but also the willingness to challenge the perception of American invulnerability in the region. The IRGC emphasized that the operation was carried out using next-generation systems, highlighting not just raw power, but the ability to strike with precision. By combining missiles and drones, Iran reportedly executed attacks designed to overwhelm defenses, ensuring that at least some targets were compromised, sending a message of both capability and intent. For military planners, the consequences are immediate. Radar systems, fuel depots, drone hangars, and runways form the backbone of operational readiness. Damage or disruption to these facilities affects every layer of command and control, from daily mission planning to long-term strategic deployment. Reconnaissance operations that rely on MQ-9 Reapers or high-altitude U-2 aircraft could face delays. Intelligence collection may be compromised, and coordination across the Gulf could be disrupted for weeks, if not longer. Beyond the tangible damage, the psychological and strategic effects are significant, demonstrating the ability to target and potentially degrade core operational capabilities shifts the perception of power in the region, creating pressure points that influence decision-making at every level. Meanwhile, governments and military analysts across the world are racing to assess the situation. Satellite imagery, radar tracking, and open-source intelligence are being scrutinized to verify claims, understand the scope of damage, and anticipate potential next moves. In such scenarios, the difference between perception and reality can be critical. Even if the damage is less severe than claimed, the perception of vulnerability can influence strategic calculations, affect diplomatic communications, and escalate tensions. The Gulf region has long been a theater of complex alliances, competing interests, and high-stakes diplomacy. A single strike on key infrastructure has consequences that go beyond the immediate battlefield. It affects regional security calculations, alliance strategies, and global political posturing. One of the most striking elements of this latest phase of operations is the emphasis on precision and coordination. Unlike indiscriminate bombardments of the past, these strikes reportedly targeted specific components vital to operational success. Radar installations, fuel depots, drone hangars, and U-2 aircraft facilities are not random. They are carefully selected for their strategic value. Disrupting these elements forces recalibration across multiple levels: tactical, operational, and strategic. Commanders must reassess surveillance capabilities, reschedule critical missions, and redistribute resources to maintain operational readiness. The disruption extends beyond the immediate area of the strike, potentially affecting mission planning across the Gulf, the Arabian Peninsula, and neighboring regions. The geopolitical message is equally clear. By demonstrating the ability to hit high-value targets, Iran is signaling to both regional actors and global powers that American bases are within reach. This is a strategic calculation as much as a military one. It forces consideration of deterrence, risk management, and response strategy. The announcement from the IRGC is not just a record of action, it is a form of strategic communication, carefully crafted to highlight capability, precision, and resolve. It is meant to alter perceptions, challenge assumptions, and remind all actors in the region that operational dominance is not guaranteed. In the complex chessboard of Middle Eastern geopolitics, perception is often as powerful as reality. While immediate operational consequences are being assessed, the broader ramifications for regional stability are profound. Military planners must consider not only the tactical impact of damaged infrastructure, but also the ripple effects on surveillance, intelligence, and operational logistics. Diplomatic actors must weigh the implications for ongoing negotiations, alliances, and regional security frameworks. Each targeted facility represents a critical node in a network whose integrity is essential for projecting power, gathering intelligence, and responding to emerging threats. Disruptions to these nodes can have cascading effects, affecting readiness and strategic posture across multiple theaters of operation. The events at Al-Dhafra and Ali Al-Salem serve as a stark reminder of how modern warfare has evolved. Precision strikes using advanced missile systems and drones can disrupt even highly fortified positions, and coordination between these technologies allows for simultaneous targeting of multiple critical components. Such operations are not just tests of capability. They are demonstrations of strategic intent, signaling to adversaries and allies alike that operational hubs are vulnerable. The combination of technological sophistication, operational planning, and strategic communication underscores the multidimensional nature of contemporary military conflict, where tactical, operational, and psychological factors converge to shape outcomes far beyond the battlefield. As the situation unfolds, global attention remains fixed on the Gulf. Military forces remain on heightened alert. Governments are monitoring developments closely, and analysts are piecing together the implications of these reported strikes. The uncertainty surrounding the extent of actual damage does not diminish the strategic impact of the announcements themselves. The targeting of radar systems, drone hangars, U-2 reconnaissance facilities, fuel depots, and runways communicates capability, tests defense readiness, and challenges assumptions about regional dominance. In this sense, the operation is as much about messaging as it is about physical destruction, a calculated demonstration of power and reach. For US forces and regional allies, the challenge now is twofold: to assess the operational impact of the strikes and to recalibrate defensive and strategic measures accordingly. The ability to detect, respond to, and recover from such attacks is critical, not only for maintaining immediate operational capability, but also for preserving deterrence credibility. The announcement of precision strikes, combined with claims of significant damage, forces military planners to consider vulnerabilities, adjust deployment strategies, and reinforce defensive systems. It is a high-stakes environment where even perception can influence action, shaping both military and political responses. Looking ahead, the situation in the Gulf remains fluid. The full consequences of these reported strikes are yet to be determined, and verification will take time. Nevertheless, the announcement itself has already reshaped the strategic narrative, emphasizing vulnerability, precision, and the evolving nature of modern conflict. As military planners, policymakers, and analysts digest the implications, one fact is clear. In a theater as strategically complex and technologically sophisticated as the Gulf, the disruption of key operational nodes reverberates far beyond the immediate area of impact. Radar systems, drone hangars, reconnaissance facilities, fuel depots, and runways are not just targets, they are the backbone of operational effectiveness, and their compromise has cascading implications for regional security, readiness, and strategy. In conclusion, what began as a statement on missile and drone operations has transformed into a story of strategic significance, technological sophistication, and geopolitical signaling. The targeting of Al-Dhafra and Ali Al-Salem highlights the intersection of operational capability, technological precision, and strategic messaging. Even as analysts work to verify the claims and determine the actual extent of damage, the announcement alone has reshaped the conversation about regional security, military readiness, and strategic balance in the Gulf. Whether this marks a turning point in the ongoing confrontation or represents another chapter in a protracted escalation, the events underscore the stakes involved and the evolving nature of modern military conflict. The world continues to watch, aware that in the Gulf, every strike, every target, and every strategic message carries weight far beyond the immediate moment, shaping the security landscape for months and possibly years to come.